Oh, shit! That three.
Hey, it's me, the Runescape historian, back with a new video. As usual, I'm going to throw my patrons up on the screen. Thank you guys so very much, and also a big thanks to anyone who is watching. On March 17th of 2009, a very powerful weapon on paper was released. It was the Granite Mace. Before the evolution of combat, it came with a special attack that dealt no extra damage but instead was an instant attack. Using only 50% of the special bar, you could get 2 specials out of it, which meant you could do a regular attack and then spam that special bar for 2 instant attacks. On paper, as I said, this seemed like a great idea for a one-handed weapon. In practice, due to the bonuses, it was less than effective, so let's dive right into this one. I briefly mentioned the horrible stats of the Granite Mace. Let's take a look at those in side-by-side comparisons. So as you guys can see right here, it barely squeaks past the Rune Mace, and when it's compared to the Obsidian Mace and Dragon Mace, it gets absolutely obliterated. So think of a marginally better Rune Mace that you can get extra hits with. Who the hell cares, right? And that's exactly why nobody has probably stepped into this Bandos throne room on RS3 unless they're doing the damn quest. Since 2010, that is. And of course, you know, release day and the subsequent days when it was selling for a few 100k up to 500k. For a weapon that's supposed to resemble Sauron's mace, a great and mighty weapon, that's pretty disappointing. Some players did see success with the Granite Mace in low combat level brackets when they PK'd. In the wider picture of things, however, it was a very unpopular weapon. Especially when higher levels use this, it was very underwhelming due to the better alternative choices such as an Armadillo Godsword, granted that had a huge price tag, but you also had things such as Dragon Claws out at this time, which were usually hung around to about half or a third of the AGS price. And you also had the various God Swords, the lesser ones like the ZGS, BGS, still kind of costly, but honestly you could also use a Granite Maul. It was two-handed but would hit harder, and at the end of the day the regular speed didn't matter because you're just using it for that first hit and then using the 2 instant attacks anyways. And other players around this time period shared the same sentiment. Why would you use the Granite Mace when you could just use the Granite Maul? And I feel like I've rambled on too long about how bad the stats were on the Granite Mace, so how did a person obtain the Granite Mace? Let's dive into that a little bit. Once a player completed the Chosen Commander, which was a mid-tier quest at the time, they would gain access to the Bandos throne room, which was an area that had a bunch of statues, goblin statues, ogre statues, and even giant orc statues in the corner. The goblins were the lowest level statue, ogres were mid-tier, and orcs were the highest, obviously, at level 200. Each one of them had an uncommon chance at dropping the Granite Mace. And don't let these calm videos fool you, this area was a war zone the first couple of days that this quest was out. You had noobs crashing each other. From what I remember, it was all multi-combat. Me and a friend went here in loot share and just pooled our damage together and started crashing everybody because it was a free-for-all. You had people cussing at each other, you had people getting pissed, rage quitting. It was a fun time. Also, on the first and second day of the Granite Mace's release, the street price was around 500k. On the first day, it was even more than that, but because of the trade limit imposed on players at the time, you had to do what's called the junk trade, which means you put up the Granite Mace and you put up junk, and then the player would have to make up for that junk cost, so you'd be getting the extra money. And that's how you would sell the Granite Mace for technically 400k over market, because the market value was much lower than the actual value. So as you guys figured, yeah, I headed here in modern day. Of course it's empty, that's to be expected. It wouldn't exactly be fair to be like, haha, dead game, look at this area. It's just a quest area. There's really no point in people even coming here anymore to my knowledge, other than I think there's like an agility course around here maybe. I'm not sure if it's even in the throne room. I remember some wonky thing being in this throne room with agility though. But there's not a whole lot of incentive for people to come here. And yeah, I did get lucky and after like 5 kills got a Granite Mace, so that's pretty cool. But as you can see here, it's worth like 22k now, so yeah. But anyways, guys, I didn't want to ramble on too long because I feel like we covered everything. There's no sense in me dragging it out to the 8-minute mark just to throw in more ads. That's just stupid. There's no additional information I can add. We've gone through the initial release, the bonuses, the special attack, the reception to it, We've gone through pretty much anything important regarding the Granite Mace. It was a weird time in RuneScape history, and I just wanted to make the video because a lot of people didn't even remember this item existed because of how niche it was and ultimately how useless it was. Anyways, guys, nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Later.